Hello.
Hi.
Oh, geez. What is that? A Dallas Cowboys mug?
No, this is just a team that can't handle it.
You got that right.
It says choke.
Don't get me going.
It says chokers.
It might as well say chokers. The international sign of
Symbol of choking.
choking.
The Dallas, Texas Star.
Yep.
Sorry, Dak. Sorry, McCarthy. I am a fan. That's true.
So what's going on?
Ironically, I want to choke while I just drank that hot water. Just water, people. It's just nice hot water. But another chilly day. We just had some, the minestrone soup. The chef is in process of
Kind of.
figuring it out, sort of. We so we got some, what do I call it, like cheats or whatever, like some that people recommended, like, oh, try this kind, and it's more of you just add water.
It was the easiest recipe I've ever made in my entire life.
What?
Just like
8 cups of water.
Boil 8 cups of water, dump this packet of stuff in, stir it around for 15 minutes, and you've got
Minestrone
soup.
Yes.
Yeah, so it wasn't bad. It was okay. It was kind of salty.
Even
to me, I didn't even add salt.
Yeah. Well, you haven't been having salt though, too, so it's going to taste saltier to you. But it probably didn't need the salt anyway. But that's fine. It's all good. This is why we're doing it ahead of time. What? We have 2 more weeks until the cook-off?
The cook-off, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I wonder. Maybe we should film a little bit of that. See
Yeah.
if you win real time. Then you can change it.
I probably won't win because I'm going up against like an actual professional chef. So
I don't know. If
We'll see.
you make it your own, you never know what could happen.
yeah, true.
But I think you should go with the first packet that we used and then go off that. But I do feel like this one tasted more minestrone than your other one.
I agree.
But I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, do you want your minestrone soup to taste minestrone, or
Yeah.
or do you want it to taste good, like better than minestrone? I don't know, but whatever. So you guys, I am a little bit obsessed with this new show, and I'm sure you guys have heard it. I think it's on Peacock, right? That's what I watch
Yes, it's on Peacock.
Yeah, it's on Peacock. And
jeez. They roped us in, guys. They got us.
Traitors. It's called Traitors.
First of all, before she goes on, we did not have Peacock like as of 3 weeks ago. The only reason we have Peacock is because the NFL decided to put a playoff game exclusively on Peacock, forcing everyone to buy it.
Was that our game?
No, it was Kansas City game, of course.
Oh. So it forced
us
to get it if we wanted to watch it. So
that's the only reason we have it. So Pam's been looking at shows on there now.
So I heard on whatever the YouTube TV or whatever that we watch that we have that CT, I don't know how to say his last name. I know it starts with a T, but I got mad props, mad respect. It's not a love affair thing. I don't have a crush on him. I think he actually kind of looks scary. But he's been on like the challenge, and I absolutely love the challenge. And now he's in the show called Traitors. So because we had the Peacock and we paid the whole $5 for the Peacock for the month, I was like, I want to watch it if CT's on there. And I've never said anything before about it because I knew that we didn't have Peacock. And so then now that's on there. And it's new. So you have to wait for a week. And while I was waiting, it just so happened it's been about a week and I've watched the whole first season. And so this is season 2. So I really hope CT makes it, but you never know. Anyway, I am absolutely obsessed. It's almost like Clue, sort of. Like,
it's a cool concept. Yeah.
Like you're in this group. I don't know if you guys aren't familiar with it, but
don't give it away of like who wins or anything, but yeah, just explain. Like,
well, I know the first season who wins. I have no idea who the second season is because it's in process. But so basically, you have this whole group of people. I think it was like 20 some odd people to start, and I do know between season 1 and season 2 that it was different. So season 1, they picked 3 people to be traitors, and they're secret traitors, and so they have their own little like elite meetings and stuff like that, but nobody knows who they are.
Right.
And then this new season they started with 2 traitors, and then those 2 traitors got to pick their third traitor.
Oh, okay.
So they got to like put somebody in. Anyway, so that you go through this, it's like every day you have a challenge, so it's not like crazy like cool stuff like the challenge does, but it's like little things that you have to do. And the group tries to figure out who's a traitor and who's a faithful, they call it.
Just based on their actions. And,
right. And how they're acting and like what they want to do. Anyway, so the traitors, their job is basically just to go throughout the whole season without being discovered. And if they do that and they make it to the end, they get to take all the money from the faithfuls. And the faithfuls' job is to get the traitors out, figure out who is the traitor so that their money doesn't get taken at the end. So they have this common goal of trying to get the money. It's not like,
right.
What's that other one? Not Amazing Race. Oh, The Mole, where the mole's job is to like make it so people don't win money. Like, so it's kind of harder, I think, to figure out who the traitor is. You have to like slip up with your words or something, more or less. Anyway, so the traitors each night they get to pick one person who they quote unquote murder. So that person is just like eliminated from the game, but you don't know who it is until the next morning when they all get up to go to breakfast and they slowly filter in, and then you figure out who's missing.
Right.
And so it's kind of like Clue in that regard, because they don't know until. And then they also have, I think it's the round table they call it. I know it's a round table, but I think they do call it the round table. And they go around the round table and then they kind of plead their case of who they think is a traitor. And then they can banish somebody, whether they're a traitor or not. They do votes and you vote off somebody. Whoever has the most votes has to get banished. And then they have the circle of truth, where that person then goes into the circle of truth. They're banished, but then they get to reveal if they were a traitor or if they were a faithful. Yep. So I don't know. I like how there's like the double. It's not just waited and one person goes. It's like throughout each episode you have like so many different things going on, because you have the traitors that are trying to like stay hidden, and then you have a banishment as well as like a murder. Right. However that guy says it. But it's kind of cool because it's in a Scottish castle, I guess.
Yeah. And then, it has like all the contestants are from other shows. So like
no, not all of them.
Well,
because they had like an Olympic person, somebody from the Olympics, a swimmer, I think.
So like for example, the only person I knew in season 1 was Sari. She was on Big Brother. Yeah. This past summer she was on Big Brother.
That's because I'm inundating him in the shows that I. Yeah. But. Yeah, and Kate from Below Deck was there. You know her.
Oh yeah, I know her. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so there's like a different mix of people, and then I really want to just finish this season that's going now because it has CT in it. But
this one's live, so
yeah. So we're gonna have to wait every week.
We're gonna have to stick around on Peacock
for like another month. It's fine. It's for CT. Once CT is not on there anymore, I'll be like. Meh. But Johnny Bananas was on there, and he got voted off he got murdered the first night. So I was so disappointed.
Oh, really?
He would have added a lot, I think, to the show, like, because he's loud and he's funny. And
don't give any more spoilers.
Oh, yeah, sorry guys. Well, that's the first one that you watch, and you'll find out, and it was sad. So anyway, I'm not going to tell you how far along we've gotten on the second season, but I don't know. I'm a little obsessed. I don't know if you guys have heard it or if you like that type of thing, but I'm like, I want to go to a castle and be like.
It is a cool set. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
like,
is cool.
I want to go there.
Super medieval looking.
And yeah, I would totally. I don't know if I'd be a very good traitor because I feel like I'd be like all the time. Like.
Well, it's not really, it's not really a set. It's like an actual castle.
It's, like a legit castle. But I would go to, like, I think that would be fun to go there and then play that kind of game because it moves a lot quicker too than like I feel like Big Brother has such downtime to us when we're watching
they drag it out so much.
Like it's downtime, but then usually, I guess it's not because everything you say is being like analyzed,
right? And usually with Big Brother, like, at least this past summer when we watched it, we would watch it like the next day. so we could forward it, and like
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of times we
Right.
would just like we'd watch an episode
We would purposely
like,
wait a day or
10
two
minutes.
after so that we could like watch the episode.
we just fast forward through all like the dragged out sections. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we know this isn't going to tell us anything. Just keep going.
We'd like do the competitions and basically like what the result, like if
Right.
it was the veto or if it was we would just be like, look at each other, be like, do you care about this conversation right
no,
now?
we
Let's
don't.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
might not get the whole
They drag
like,
it out a ton.
parts, but
Yeah.
it was good. So that's like my new little like guilty pleasure. I don't know if you guys are into it or you guys have watched it, but that's like a thing.
Yeah, let us know.
And then I was listening to an audiobook too called Girl Stop Apologizing.
We're on Audible.
Yes. And it's very like inspiring. It was talking about like even like your goals or your dreams that you have and like excuses that go along with it, and how like even if you have the excuse of, oh, I don't have time to do that. And really, it's what you choose to prioritize your time with, opposed to
Right.
there's not
You're never
enough time.
You're never too busy.
It's all what you could do. Like you could wake up a little earlier, or like
Yeah,
instead
of
of at
course.
night watching Traitors.
Exactly. You
on-
can do something else productive instead.
You could be doing something else, like comments on
Yeah,
videos.
scrolling on social media, like stuff that really has zero substance.
Right. That like in your head it feels good.
Yeah,
But then
it's
afterwards you're like,
mind-numbing.
I didn't really do anything today.
Right.
There was nothing productive that I have done.
Yep.
And it was talking about how productivity actually is so much better for you, your mindset. So
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
it was just, I really like that audible book. So when I'm driving in the car, now I'm listening to that. And I think that that's very, I don't know why I picked a book of literally called Girl Stop Apologizing. I think her name's Rachel Hollis.
Why is it
is-
named that?
I don't know. I haven't got there yet, but it was talking about, she's very,
It's probably like along the lines of like, don't apologize for
being you,
Right.
essentially. Because she
inputting yourself.
she
first.
was a people pleaser.
Yes. Okay. So that's
And so she was
Yep.
raised in a household where she got kudos or recognitions for being productive, and for her achievements is where she'd get recognition. If she wasn't
Right.
achieving something, then it gets put to the wayside. And so then she decided there's this certain mold that she needed to be. Oh, as like a mom, like she got a lot of grief for being a mom that also worked. And so she would try to have this persona where she was a mom and she like did her kids stuff and she did the house stuff and she had all this front where she was the mom, and she would kind of hide
that she
her
worked.
side hustle or her job because she would get so much grief.
Her
They were like,
family like frowned upon it. Or
not
whatever.
her family necessarily,
Who
other
did?
people. It was other people would
Really?
say, how could you be working? Like you should be home with your kids. Like
I feel like
this is
these days that's
irresponsible.
pretty normal.
Yeah. And they were saying like she has a nanny. How are you letting someone else raise your kids?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So she got a lot of grief for, and so now it's like, don't apologize for what you need to do, when for her, it helped fulfill her and give her joy. So she wasn't depressed all the time just
Right.
with the kids, which you and I can talk about how that's very similar to me. If I was just home all the time with the baby,
It
I
wouldn't
would
work.
literally probably go crazy because I need to have that outlet of going out and
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
yeah. So
For sure.
I work part-time, I don't work full-time, but I think that this is a good balance
You
between
kind of do. Well, no.
it's
eh, not
the
really.
most I work is 3.5 days a week.
True.
So that's literally half the week is the most. And usually I work 3.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how long I'm at work for the Friday, but
That's true.
so literally
Yeah, I
I
guess
cut it.
I
which
make more money than you now.
You also
For most, pretty much like you always made more than me, but now that's kind of changed.
well, you
That's
also,
kind of an irrelevant thing. I just randomly thought of that.
look at him. He's shaming me, guys. Get him, get him. I'm just
Girl,
talking.
don't apologize.
I ain't apologizing. I'm just saying you being that person. Get him in the comments. Get him.
No, it's fine. It was nice having a sugar mama.
It was nice.
I ain't
and
gonna
now
lie.
it's done. Yeah. Just kidding. So anyway, I'm really liking that book too, and that kind of gives me like a motivation. So I'm listening to the audio book as I have found that I do like the like not self-help but like the self-improvement books while
Yeah, they're
going
motivating.
to Grams and like being in the car, and just help to reset that motivation, because I do think that after having the baby, I've struggled with trying to find some kind of, yes, I have my work, but like a purpose, like some kind of bigger goal to get to that's like more short term attainable, that I can say this
Yeah.
is, because yes, my goal is for my son to grow up and be a successful like member in society, and I guess every day that he like lives, which will be a long many days, but like it's not the same as like, hey, I did this and I was able to do that, and you know,
I think
don't
we
know.
both kind of went through
I'm a
that.
very
We're both kind of like
orientated person, so checking off the goals is very good for me.
both kind of coming out of that slump, I think. Like we both kind of went through that with the we had very big goals that we wanted to, like, whether you want to talk about what they are or not, we don't have to.
We shall see.
But like we had very big goals, obviously. You probably know what I'm talking about, but like that we accomplished, right? And then after you, like once you got to that huge milestone, it's like, all right, now what? And it's like it feels good that you got there, but
I think you and I used to be so like go, go, go. And we had multiple facets going on. And then all of a sudden the baby came and one of those big goals ended. And then all that craziness that happened with like medically and with us after. And now it's like,
just needed like a year
now
or two
it's like
to
a
chill.
calm. And we're like, all right, let's.
Like we
do
needed
it
that
again.
time to chill, but at the same time, we didn't have like something that we were striving towards
Like
achieving.
a focus. Yeah. But you and I were talking about something to like focus and
and now
and
yeah,
work
exactly.
towards.
I
I think that will just
think
ramp.
we've got that goal back again, or like not the same goal as before, but like another goal,
like a far goal, and then we just have to break down the small goals in between. I think just because I do think you need that motivation of attainable goals opposed to just a long-term goal.
having baby steps like towards
That makes
a goal.
me think of like Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, that's what he
baby
always
steps.
says. But no, it's true though. Like if you have a big like goal for in the future, it might seem crazy, and it can be crazy.
Crazy dreamers, boo-boos.
But having those little steps along the way, like those mini goals,
The little milestones.
those are what make it possible.
Right. And even if you get to one of those steps and you're like, okay, I can breathe for a second and not be so gung-ho, opposed to being like, hey, we got a 20-year goal here. And then it's like, that's
like this new goal that we have is probably, it's probably at least a decade. So
dun, dun, dun.
yeah.
But it's breaking up those smaller pieces. And I feel like whenever you have a big goal like that, once you get it going is like the hardest part. And then once you get like one or two like steps under your belt, you're like, all right, we're doing it. We're making it. So that's pretty cool. And I feel like that book's very motivated. That other one is Recycle Percussion.
Yeah, I think we
I
talked
don't
about that
remember
before.
what book. Yeah, and it just has the big X.
The X on it.
That book is a very good motivational thing. I don't think that that's an Audible though.
Probably not on Audible. I don't know.
I mean, I
could look
wouldn't
it
be
up.
surprised
It might
because
be. Who
they're
knows?
so all over. But
Yeah, he has one of the craziest drives I've seen in somebody.
yeah, actually, I do remember. I remember talking on the podcast about how he would put his keys and his wallet in the gym locker so that he had to get up from his house, go like run or walk to the gym at least just to get his stuff. And then he's like, well, while I'm here, I might as well work out. And so it got him on this whole, and then I guess after work, and then he'd go to work, and then after work, he'd be like, oh, I'm going to drop these. So I wonder if he worked out twice, if he's like, well, if I'm at the gym, or maybe he just did it one time, like, oh, I guess when I drop this off. Anyway.
It's possible.
Wild. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't know what his book is called. Justin Spencer is his name.
But I know it's
Recycle
a white book with a
Percussion.
big red X on it.
Yeah.
And it's not even like that big of a book. It's probably like
Yeah.
Maybe like
If you ever need to get motivated
almost
to
like a square.
read that book. It's pretty crazy.
Oh.
He's great.
If you think you have excuses, he will
Yeah, he
chip
will squash those
bad
very
boys
quickly.
down. And that's what this book, like, that I've gotten into it, like the first, I think I did the introduction and then the first chapter, and it was talking about like the excuses. If you have an excuse that you think you can't make it, and then she goes through all these lists of what about this, and then you don't have the time. Well, what about this, and
Right.
then I forget the other ones.
There's
Those
always
were like the big ones.
For the most part, there's always a rebuttal to any excuse you have.
Right. And it was talking about an excuse is just almost like your mindset. It's you stopping yourself before and not an excuse isn't even actually like a real
There's
thing.
people
It
that
just
get
says that your priority is off.
There's people that build their whole life around excuses. Like like we've been watching this YouTube channel, Caleb Hammer.
Yeah, the other thing that we've kind of been into lately.
Caleb Hammer Financial Audit.
I will say it's not necessarily fully family friendly.
They bleep out everything.
Yeah, they do the like little, maybe it's because I know what they're bleeping out.
Yeah.
But then he also does this like shrieky thing that I'm like, what are you?
Yeah, he gets like, it talks like this. And
Yeah, he's like,
you are not paying your bills.
yeah, that was actually really good. Or like, or people will say, but I had to have a whatever.
If you've never heard it, we didn't really explain what he is. If you've never heard of his channel, it's basically like, it's called Financial Audit is the show he does. He has people come on and he just breaks down their bills, their expenses, their debt, like what they need to do to turn it around. And he like confronts people like point blank. He goes through like your financial statements, like your bank statements.
He basically
like,
talks to
you
them.
bought taquitos today? Like you don't have money. You don't have money.
He like talks to them normal and it's like, oh, like almost like a get into know you. What do you do for work? And how did you get into this situation, more or less? Like, how did you get in the career path? What have you been doing if you haven't been doing something, and why haven't you been doing something? And then kind of like get some background. And then all of a sudden he like whips out, it's not even like a folder, but essentially it's like a folder worth of stuff. And then he will literally go through line item to line item. And then as soon as he whips out the papers, I know like the gloves are off. Like he's like, no.
He doesn't hold back.
There was that one person that you had me watch the first time. So frustrating
The
to
taquitos
listen
guy?
to this man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So frustrating to listen to him. And I feel like, because I didn't watch other episodes with him, I was like, why is he like, he was pretty mellow. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to like jump through and be like, guy, go.
Yeah.
Like, we're done.
He was ridiculous.
And he was like not intense,
the
but
excuses
just like,
are just
like
outrageous.
He would even go for job interviews, get accepted for jobs, and then be like, oh, that job's beneath me, so that's why I didn't take it. Meanwhile,
I'm overqualified for that.
Yes, but why would you even apply for it then if you weren't going to take it?
You want unemployment.
Exactly. And then he also had his parents paying his rent, and he's in his 40s.
He's 41. Parents paying his rent. And like, it's one thing if you're on like tough times and stuff, but that's the thing about these financial audits. Like, he's had multiple, like, and they lay it all out. Like, he's had multiple chances. Like, he's not disabled. Like, he's very capable of working. Has had multiple chances to go to work.
He's had multiple
doesn't.
job offers, and he just says no because it's beneath him, even though he actually goes for that job. And then even jobs that are within his realm, he's like, well, they weren't going to pay me what I wanted to get paid.
Yeah, so ridiculous.
And he's like,
for
and the
every
guy
question,
does the high pitched voice, and he's like, but it's still more than you make. Like,
but you're not working.
Yeah.
For everything Caleb would say to him, he'd have just a stupid excuse.
Yeah. And then he'd be like, I know that it's your job, and this is the thing, is that you chew people out.
Right.
And like, so he was just taking like, oh, you're just doing it to make it a show. And the guy's like, no, seriously, I'm like,
he's like trying to help these people.
I'm worried for you.
Yeah.
We watched one where just the other night, or listened to one in the car, I think, where he was saying that he actually likes to follow up with the people. And like, he goes, if I can save, like, we really just want to make people better first.
Right.
And then go
That's
from
the goal.
there. But
yeah.
I don't know. It was a little weird. Like, I do like watching him, but then like sometimes too, I'm like, why do these people, if they
Go
really
on the
think,
show.
if they really think that their mindset is like, or if their mindset is what it is, like, why are you on the show just to get,
I wonder
like,
how they
ridiculed?
vet these people to get on.
Right?
Yeah, I've wondered that because it's like some of these people like why would you agree to go on the show and just not have any intentions of changing your behavior? Because like a lot of them don't seem to care.
Right. And he says that too.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't know why I'm telling you this, because it's just like, but he's very good, I guess, with his money and what he's become. And he's actually turned into a really big YouTuber.
Oh, he's massive. But he started from the same situation. Like he was in a ton of debt, and then he just said one day, you know what, I'm going to change my life. And he did.
Well, then in that, like, I didn't know that part,
Yeah.
but with that, then he should know. It's almost like you have to decide for yourself when it's time. Almost like people talk about smoking.
Yeah.
You can want a smoker or somebody with an addiction and to
What's
stop
something
whatever
that, doesn't
it
Dave
is.
Ramsey say like you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired or something like that?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you have to make sure you're ready for it yourself. No one else can make you do it. Nobody, like, no matter how much you want your whoever, your friend, your spouse, your whoever to change, they're not going to do it unless
self-discipline.
they want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can sit there and give them every kind of ultimatum or scenario and be like, you have to pick. If you don't do this, you get like consequences. But unless they really want to change, it's not going to happen.
Right.
So
Yep.
I know. I wonder, I would love to see like some of the follow up, or even if he did one where he's like
I'm
a
sure
year
that's coming.
summary where he's like, hey, last year we saved this many people.
I'm sure that's coming, like,
or whatever.
because he's still pretty new to this. So like,
Yeah.
he's probably like, it would be smart to do a series of like follow up of previous,
Yeah.
like
Whether
maybe
it was
fan
good or
favorites
bad,
or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, like the
Favorites.
episodes that did really well, like the Taquitos guy. I think that was one of his most like viewed videos.
I don't need to watch that. I already know.
It's great.
He's probably getting taquitos right now.
Yep. Yep.
He just missed the whole.
Don't you think this is childish behavior?
Yeah. He's
No,
like,
actually,
you
I do.
can-
I do not think it's childish
It's like,
behavior.
you are not going to be getting taquitos every day. And he's like, well, a taquito didn't put me in
It's
debt.
like only $6, but you don't have money.
Yeah. Your parents are paying for your rent.
Yeah, it's great. So go check him out if you haven't heard of him before. Caleb Hammer is his
Yes.
YouTube channel name.
At least he has some entertainment, but he does get screechy and stuff, and he's a little
He's
intense.
funny. His edits are great too. Like,
Yeah.
His like reaction, like when somebody says something stupid, and like just his facial reaction, like he'll like zoom
he'll
in on his face.
himself, and he has glasses and stuff, so
Yeah.
he can do like the eyes over or just the. But I know I'm like, oh, it's kind of entertaining, but then I'm like, I don't want him to see my finances either. Like, no, we're not going to go on that. But it's just
Yeah.
interesting, and it is good to know and like to hear other people's situations.
It makes you feel better about your own.
It kind of, it can make you feel better, but it can also make you
I'm
like
not doing that bad, I guess.
second guess in a way. You're like, maybe I don't need this extra
Right.
little, all those little tiny extra things. Like I go to the gas station, get some gas, and then I'm like, is that peanut M&Ms?
Oh, that taquito sitting in the
that-
roller there.
Yeah.
That looks pretty tasty.
Only if it's pepper jack.
The pepper jack ones are pretty good.
Yes. I haven't had one of those in a long time though.
They're not called taquitos at our stores though. They're called tornadoes.
Confession.
They're really good.
Confession. When I was pregnant, like very early on, like the day I found out I was pregnant, I remember going to the gas station and asking if they had pepper jack.
Yeah.
Maybe not the day, but maybe the week, because it was before I got sick. And I
Right.
was like, I've been waiting all day for a pepper jack roly thingy. Is there any way? And they literally went out back and like made some fresh for me because
Yeah.
they had them in the freezer. They're like, it's gonna take like 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes. We'll get you. Like, how many do
Right.
you want? And I didn't really have a craving. I just wanted it. Like, it wasn't
Right.
like a baby craving.
Did you
or
tell him you were
anything.
pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I've been waiting all day for this. So confession, God,
funny.
please forgive me. I am so sorry.
No, there's
know.
nothing
That's
wrong with that.
No, that's probably
Well,
why
you-
I was sick. God's like,
Right.
"Pff, I'll show you morning sickness. Done. Yeah. Anyway, so we just wanted to share our,
what
entertainment.
we've been consuming
if
lately.
you guys, that kind of mindless
Yeah.
consuming. And if all of a sudden, because I know I've been again, motivated. I listened to my motivation thing, and then I put on Traitors, and then I'm like commenting back. So if I comment weird like traitor things.
Yeah, you were doing that earlier, watching Traitors and doing comments.
That's right. Trying to be more mindful.
That's right.
It
Multitask.
says 5 hours. That was what Miss Rachel was saying. 5 hours a week you should put towards your dream.
Or your side hustle or whatever it is.
Yeah, like 5 hours. Well, Crazy Dreamers is kind of like my crazy little dream.
Yeah.
So 5 hours a week you should put towards. So still I was multitasking, but at least I was more productive in that time while I was watching the show. And I just really pay attention when people like are about to get voted or, well, banished or murdered. Not right now. But anyway, yeah. That's what we got for you today.
All right, guys. Let us know in the comments below if there's anything that we should check out that you guys watch.
Let me know about like which one of us should be murdered and which one should be banished.
Oh boy.
Or which one you guys would think would be a better traitor. Like a secret or like the mole or whatever. I think Ryan would be a better murderer than I would. We were talking about this.
Yeah. Or traitor, you mean?
No, I think you'd be, well, yeah. Just be like a better murderer to be like, yep, no, you're out. Yeah, that would be Ryan. And I'd be like, wait, no. Wait a second.
Wait.
But I like them. Yes. Or even if I didn't really like them, I'd be like, they were just having a bad day.
Yeah.
They just need to stay here.
Give them the benefit of the doubt.
A letter from the Traitors. We decided not to murder anyone. Sorry. Let's just all play in the castle.
Let's all have a party together and sing Kumbaya.
Maybe not sing. Maybe just drink hot water.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.
Bye, crazy little
Peace.
dreamers.